The villainess who cares only about magic circles enters a political marriage with the crown prince to read an ancient grimoire. Episode 10, Meeting Someone Who Sees What I See. They were on their way back from a limited inspection of the first canal. Inside the carriage, Lysette stared at the margin of her report. Hypothesis 1, a displacement in spatial position. Hypothesis 2, remnants of an earlier design. Hypothesis 3, a magic circle on a separate layer from the current spell. None of them had been proven. Every one of them was fascinating. And every one of them felt deeply unsettling. Outside the window, the countryside drifted by in the evening light. An ordinary young lady would have fallen asleep from exhaustion. Lysette did not sleep.
Father.
What is it this time?
Cyrus had been resting with his eyes half closed. Only his wariness opened them.
I need an outside magician to read this report.
Is Roan not enough?
Beside him, Roan straightened his back ever so slightly.
Roan's seal of approval is important, but as our household magician, he is not a neutral third party. I need someone with few direct ties to House Sylvain.
I never wanted to hear my 5-year-old daughter say, neutral third party.
It is important.
That is precisely the problem.
Cyrus pressed a hand to his forehead. Without a word, Marie pulled the little bottle of stomach medicine closer. Lately, she had become very quick to judge these situations.
Do you have someone in mind?
I do.
Lysette produced a small note she had prepared. Bart Street, Stardust Antiquarian Books. Proprietor, Emil Galland. Former part-time lecturer at the Royal Academy. Specialties, old magic circles and lost systems of notation. Current occupation, antiquarian bookseller. Cyrus narrowed his eyes at the note.
Emil Galland, I have heard of him. A magician the Academy once branded a heretic.
What do you mean by heretic?
He insisted that old spells held value discarded by modern theory. Apparently, he never got along with the mainstream scholars.
A small light appeared in Lysette's eyes.
He is worth meeting.
I knew you would say that.
Please stop there.
It is already evening.
There is a chance the shop is still open.
There is also a chance it is closed.
Then I will observe the exterior.
What could you possibly learn just by looking at the shop?
Shelf density, maintenance, clientele, and storage temperature.
Fine, we will stop. Just stop staring at the carriage door like that.
Cyrus gave in. Not as a father. He did it as a man trying to limit the damage before the argument grew longer. Bart Street was an old market town on the road to the royal capital. There were few large shops. But deep in its narrow alleys, many stores still carried the smell of old paper and ink. Their destination stood in one such corner. Stardust Antiquarian Books. The sign had faded. The door leaned slightly to one side. Behind the window, bundles of old paper were piled like mountains. Marie's expression clouded the moment she saw the storefront. My lady, I sense the presence of dust.
That is a good sign.
It most certainly is not. A dull bell clanged. The shop was dimly lit. Old paper. Dry leather. Wood that was just a little damp. Lysette drew a deep breath.
What a fine library.
I still do not understand your standards for what is fine, my lady. At the back of the shop, an old man with a long white beard peered at ancient parchment beneath a lamp.
Welcome, the picture books are on your right by the entrance.
The old man spoke without even looking up.
I do not need picture books. I seek works on old magic circles, lost notation, and spells from before modern notation was standardized.
The old man's hand stopped. Slowly, he raised his head.
What did you say you were looking for?
Old magic circles, especially books describing auxiliary lines that appear to exist on a different layer from the current spell.
The old man's eyes narrowed. He was not judging her. Nor was he suspicious. He was interested.
Young lady, do you understand what those words mean?
I do not understand them, which is why I am looking for reference material.
An honest answer, good.
The old man chuckled softly. Lysette took a copy of her report from her bag. The Manor's lighting circle. The First Canal's irrigation circle. The unknown auxiliary line. The duplicated behavior. At first, Emil Galland accepted the papers casually. But his expression changed before he finished the first page. On the second page, he sat up straight. On the third, he pulled the lamp closer.
Who wrote this?
I did.
You did.
Yes,
You look about 5 years old.
I am 5.
The shop fell silent for several seconds. Marie prayed inwardly. Please let him react like a normal person. But Emil did not laugh. He did not doubt her either. Without looking away from the report, he murmured in a low voice.
You did not erase this line.
Lysette's eyes moved ever so slightly.
It is dangerous to erase something we do not understand.
Exactly.
The old man nodded slowly.
Too many people have erased what they did not understand by calling it a defect.
His voice carried the bitterness of many long years. For the first time, Lysette looked directly at the old man. This man understood. At the very least, he knew how to treat the unknown.
Do you recognize this auxiliary line?
No,
Emil answered without hesitation.
at least I have never seen this exact line in any book I have read. I do not have your answer.
Lysette narrowed her eyes slightly.
Then do you have no clues at all?
I know of something with a similar way of thinking.
Emil went behind the counter and unlocked a cabinet. From it, he took a single old, leather-bound book. Its cover bore vine-like curves, unlike any modern magic circle.
This is a study from before modern notation was standardized. The author's name is lost. No one has properly read it in more than a century.
Lysette could not take her eyes off the cover. Curves. Intertwining lines. Overlapping layers. They were not the same as the unknown auxiliary line. But they carried the scent of the same idea.
May I see it?
If you do not break it,
I will not probably.
I would have preferred certainty.
With a wry smile, Emil opened the book. Lysette leaned over the pages. It was difficult to read. Its grammar differed from modern notation. The flow of mana did not follow a single path. Yet it was not chaotic.
This is simultaneous processing.
Emil raised an eyebrow.
Go on.
Modern spells straighten the flow of mana to make it easier to read. This spell does not. It deliberately intertwines several paths and processes them with timed delays.
Timed delays.
Yes, this is not a collision but a delay. Wind does not push the flame upward. It collects the remaining heat and carries it into the next process.
Emil fell silent. Then he slowly sat down.
I thought that part was a transcription error.
It is not an error, it is design.
At that moment, Emil's eyes changed. They were no longer the eyes of an old man, nor the eyes of a shopkeeper. They were the eyes of a researcher who had finally found someone to receive a question no one else had understood.
Then what about the spiral on page 5?
A storage region with no outlet, but it will not function at modern mana density.
How can you tell?
This symbol assumes ambient mana. The concentration around the present royal capital is too low. To activate it, we would need a scale model with an auxiliary supply.
Emil laughed. Quietly. And yet he looked close to tears.
You can write it.
Only part of it, I cannot read everything.
Even part is enough. In 40 years, I never reached this far.
Lysette tilted her head.
40 years is a long time.
You can be merciless, child.
It is a fact.
Indeed, facts can hurt.
Marie watched the two from a corner of the shop. Lysette looked happy. She was not defeating someone in an argument as usual. Nor was she forcing her correctness upon them. They were looking at the same thing. They found the same thing fascinating. A small warmth spread through Marie's chest. So my lady can make a face like that too. The dust on the floor still bothered her. She wanted to clean both Lysette's clothes and hair the moment they returned. Even so, just for now, she did not stop them. Their discussion ran long. Far too long. Marie announced tea time 3 times, the guards checked the darkness outside twice, and Cyrus came from the carriage once to see what was happening, only to freeze in the doorway. His 5-year-old daughter and a magician in his 70s were making exactly the same face over an old grimoire. They looked delighted. They looked dangerous. And they looked remarkably alike.
Marie,
Yes, my lord.
should we stop them?
Can they be stopped?
No.
Indeed. The two quietly surrendered. At last, Emil closed the old book.
Lady Lysette, this book is not for sale.
Marie felt a little relieved.
But I will make you a copy.
Marie's hope was short-lived.
Thank you very much.
Lysette answered at once.
And if this report needs a professional seal, you may use my name.
Roan's eyes widened.
Are you certain these hypotheses are still unproven?
Precisely because they are unproven, pretending we never saw them would be more frightening.
Emil looked at Lysette.
But my signature does not guarantee an answer. It only certifies that I do not understand it either, and that it deserves investigation.
That is enough.
This child did not erase what she could not understand. For that alone, I believe her work deserves my signature.
Lysette was silent for a moment. It did not feel like praise. It felt as though someone had understood the way she made decisions for the first time.
Thank you.
This time, her gratitude was a little more open. Night had fallen. In the carriage returning to the royal capital, Lysette held a copy of the old book. There were still many passages she could not read. There were many symbols she did not understand. Its connection to the unknown auxiliary line had not been proven. But she had more clues now. Old spells contain the concept of overlapping mana pathways. Modern magic may have discarded it in the name of readability. The unknown auxiliary line may be a remnant of an erased, older design philosophy. Lysette wrote that much, then stopped her pen. My lady, you made a wonderful acquaintance today. Marie spoke softly.
Yes.
Lysette answered briefly.
Emil can leave what he does not understand as something still unknown.
And that means he is a good person in your eyes, my lady.
Yes.
Marie smiled. Across from them, Cyrus had his eyes closed, but he was not asleep.
Lysette,
Yes.
about your plan to approach His Highness the Crown Prince.
Marie's shoulders jumped.
I will not put it into action yet.
Lysette answered before he could continue. Cyrus opened one eye.
I see.
Yes, for now, organizing the report on the unknown auxiliary line and the copy of the old spell comes first. If I meet His Highness, I need evidence, not emotion, to support what I say.
You have grown.
I am 5 years old.
That is not what I meant.
Cyrus laughed softly. Marie also let out a small breath of relief. The Forbidden Archive and the ancient grimoire were still far away. Crown Prince Louis was still on the other side of that distance. But today, for the first time, Lysette had met someone who looked at magic circles with the same eyes she did. It was a small beginning, one that meant her research would no longer be hers alone. Episode 10, Meeting Someone Who Sees What I See, end.